He's literally lodged into the front of the car. He slid into the engine. They paralyzed him, and now it's just a matter of trying to keep him alive.
Leslie, I'm so glad you're here. We're going to talk about the hard stuff first. So it's 2005 and you get a call. Tell me about the call.
My son's girlfriend at the time, Brianna, calls and says Brody's been in a serious car accident. So it's September. I'm sitting there in shorts and a tank top because it was still warm in New York. My daughter's doing her homework. My ex-husband's sitting there with us. We're all doing our homework. And so the music
How old
stops.
is Brody?
17.
Brody's 17 at the time. You go to the car accident scene.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's firefighters, there's police, there's Brody in one car, there's, the other car that actually...
So you got there pretty
smashed into-
quickly.
I did. But by then he was, the accident had already happened. So he's literally lodged into the front of the car. Okay? And so they're trying to get the jaws of life because they can't get him out of the car because he slid into the engine, literally. So, my husband, ex-husband, and my daughter are going to have literally a nervous breakdown seeing Brody like that. And so a fireman comes over and says, is there anything I can do? And I said, yeah, if you could just take them with you, just walk with them for a little bit. And I walk over to Brody and I'm like, Brody, I'm here. And my hair's standing up right now. I'm here. So, and it's going to be okay.
What happened next?
They decide that they need to helicopter him to Westchester Medical. We wait and wait and wait and wait. We got there way before the helicopter. And he comes in and I see this.
Is he awake?
He's in a coma already. He's taken to ICU.
Wow. What are they telling you at that point?
They're going to paralyze him because what happens is when you get in a car accident, your brain swells, right? Okay. So if your brain swells too much, you're going to die because your brain is inside the skull, right? And the skull is hard. The brain is more pliable.
Sure.
So they paralyzed him. And now it's just a matter of trying to keep him alive.
So he is in a coma for how long?
Oh, God. Brody was in a coma probably for about 5.5 months.
5.5 months.
Yep.
What are you doing in those 5.5 months?
Well, I lived with Brody in different facilities. We ended up leaving Westchester Medical after 6 weeks. We went to Rusk after that. It wasn't for us, right? So I took him home for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And we buy a van and we create ramps at our house and we give him a shower every day, just like I did in the hospital. And people thought we were crazy. When somebody's in a coma, it's dead weight.
Yeah.
So it would take 2 of us to give him a shower every day. So then we go up to Helen Hayes Hospital.
Okay.
And that was a godsend because that's in the same county that we live in. And that program is the one that actually takes Brody to the next level. I mean, if you've got a brain injury, you want to go to their program. They have a traumatic brain injury program, spinal cord program. Amazing. Dr. Seliger is amazing. Excellent. So we go there, we're living again, and we connect with 3 other people because you know me, I'm all about how can we share the knowledge, right? Yeah. So I enroll 4 other people, and everybody's different. Every brain injury is different. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So we have Tommy, who's a little older. We have Melissa, who was a professional. We have Jarrell, who was a choreographer dancer. And then we have Brody. So Brody's the youngest one. So we all come together as a group of families. From there, we all ended up going to New York City.
Oh, cool.
And so everybody went. We all got on the next level of care. And, everybody was at a different level. Brody was like the first one to kind of walk.
Okay.
And we had every wheelchair. We had the wheelchair with the strap on the head and the hands and the feet. Then we had a smaller wheelchair. Then we had the tiniest wheelchair because he's not a big guy. I didn't accept the kind of food that they were giving him because they don't give you food. They give you chemicals, right? So, and he had already lost 40 pounds and he's a slim guy. So we all got on that coma diet where we lost, a lot of weight. And I just said to my mom, wait a minute now. We can create our own food. And I bought, I found a food that started out with the first item is chicken and the rest of it was vegetables. And then we added in our own stuff. Yeah. And then I would feed Brody through his tube. Yeah. And so, that was, again, something that people just don't do. It's like the doctor says, you need to feed your son this. And I said, no, I don't. And I'm going to figure this out. And I did. Yeah. So,
So did you just blend it?
I did. Yeah. I did.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because if you think about it, right, when you're in the hospital, the more drugs they give you, the more they feed you whatever they're feeding you,
Yeah.
which is not really helping your body or your brain. You need like real food. So, we're Hispanic, we eat root vegetables, we eat meat, we eat chicken. So my mother, every day, everything fresh and organic. Every day she'd make a blender full of this stuff and we'd combine it with the liquid food and we'd put it in his tube. Boom.
That's awesome.
Right. You just got to figure stuff out,
Right.
You just got to figure it out. Figure outable. It's all figure outable.
It is all figure outable.
Yeah.
Okay, so now where is everything?
What we're doing now is he's got a caretaker now on the weekend, so we're creating a group to see if they can go out on the weekend. And then I've been working with the state for 2.5 years, getting a socialization program.
I love that. Tell me about that.
I've known some of these people for a long time, and I felt like Brody needed something other than a day program. To me, I look at the day programs, they're a little depressing.
Yeah.
They're in a clinical setting, and so it's different, right? So Brody's like a regular dude. He dresses just like, a regular guy. So I said, we need something where you can kind of get together with people that are sort of on your level, right? Around social stuff. So I called up a guy, Barry Dane, that I know. He's got his own agency. He's also with the state. Called up the agency for the state, so they got in. So it's taken a while. I mean, none of this happens right away, but we're at the point now. I found an art gallery in my town, which will host once a week, right? So, and you're surrounded by great art, so it's a beautiful place. And during that time, it'll be a lesson that you're learning, but you're not in a therapeutic session. You're also amongst other people. So a lot of this revolves around those invisible ways of being that people with brain injuries sometimes don't have those filters.
Of course.
Right? For most people, something like this would have been like, oh my God, I can't possibly do that. For me, I'm going to persevere until this happens because Brody's a social person. He loves to go out. And at the end of the day, I've paid into the system so much that I think it would benefit not just Brody, but so many other people. Like Tommy lives in the Bronx. I don't know that Brody and Tommy could do the program in Rockland County together.
Sure.
But I'd be willing to say, to the agency that we have, which is in the Bronx, that's helping us with this thing, could you create another program in the Bronx with Tommy as the first one? Because at the end of the day, you just need one person who's interested in this, and then you just need a handful of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every night of the week, you could have a handful of people. It doesn't have to be 20 or 30 people. That's not going to benefit them. They just need a handful of people that they can relate to, that are where they are, that can understand what they go through on an ongoing basis. Brain injury is different for everybody, but they all share a lot of stuff together. There's a lot of those things that are just like, my heart goes out to them sometimes.
Yeah. You are doing beautiful work. Beautiful work. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.